Hi Firebird families, Coach Wheel here, Casey's Corner. I want to go to the topic of recovery. I think this is a really important topic, especially for young athletes as they're getting to higher levels of competition and they're playing varsity or travel teams. They're having more practices, more games. Maybe they're strength training with me or doing some sort of performance training. They're adding a lot of stressors to their body, and they need to be able to recover, to be able to continue to do this and increase their athleticism and their performance and their skills, right? And so recovery is a really important concept for athletics. And over the past decade or so, there's been a huge influx of products, of technologies, of businesses that are trying to essentially hack that process and make it faster. And that's great. But that all needs to be on a foundation of recovery and what you can do on a day-to-day basis and the habits you can build. Without that, I think the other things are just kind of flashy lights that if you're just doing without it, it really is kind of putting the cart before the horse. So those three things are: one is sleep. So getting enough sleep. 8+ hours is probably the bare minimum, or the minimum, and then 7 would be the bare minimum. As you're getting sleep, there's all the recovery process happening. That's a huge part of it. A lot of things these days are trying to hijack kids' sleep, whether it's social media, video games, friends, homework, obviously, things like that, where if they don't keep that time really sacred, it can really get dented into and they can lose lots of sleep, and that can really impact them over time. The second thing is nutrition, and I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds here, but basics with protein and vegetables at most meals, if not every meal. Really looking at their food as a fuel for their body and not just what they want to snack on. And then the last thing is hydration, drinking about half their body weight in ounces. So if somebody weighs 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water, let's say if you have a 32-ounce water bottle, that's a little over 2 of those or 2.5 of those is probably good for the day. That's usually easier to comprehend than 75 ounces. So being able to focus on those three as the foundation, and then once those are mastered and those are being owned, then you can throw in the fun stuff and really see what that recovery can do. But without those, I think you're just, again, putting the cart before the horse and not understanding what is the process of recovery and how the body can do it on its own. So I really encourage you to push that with your kids, help them come up with strategies and making sure they're getting those 3 things done so that they're getting the most out of their athleticism and their body. Hope that helps.